Jesse Vargas. I want to invite you to watch J Calderon Boxing. All right, check us out.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy, J Calderon, Stand Clean Entertainment, and we're about to get into this week's boxing talk. Manny PacMan Pacquiao made his ring return after over a year laid off, and he went up against Lucas Matthysse of Argentina. And this was just another chapter of Manny Pacquiao's storybook future Hall of Fame career. He looked sensational in this fight. Started off very fast in the first round. We saw the hand speed, the punching power, and the sharpness. Manny Pacquiao looked very strong in this fight, and he looked very muscular, more than he's ever been throughout his career. And I'm not gonna put no speculation about Manny Pacquiao's performance. You know, a lot of people are gonna come out and they're gonna say that he was fighting overseas and there was no drug testing for this fight, and they're gonna accuse this man of taking something, of being on the juice, taking steroids, and I'm gonna give Manny Pacquiao the benefit of the doubt. I think that the fact that he had a very good training camp with Boo Boy and he was no longer with Freddie Roach, I think Freddie Roach has been definitely slowing him down in the gym, and he hasn't been able to really be himself. I really believe that he was able to raise his level of training in this camp right here, and he looked like he was in peak form, and he looked fresh. He looked very quick in this fight, as we knew that he was gonna be the faster man against Lucas Matthysse. Now, I don't want to give all the credit to Manny Pacquiao and his great performance, because some of it has to do with Lucas Matthysse, because Matthysse hasn't looked the same since the Postal fight. And we got to take that into a factor, that this man has been on the decline and he hasn't had that spark or flair in a very long time. And Lucas tried to fight back, but Manny Pacquiao was just too good, too strong, too fast for Matthysse. In the third round, Pacquiao landed a beautiful uppercut that dropped Matthysse. Matthysse was hurt, but he was able to survive that round. And then he continued to get battered. He continued to get peppered with that quick jab of Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao was able to get inside and then come right back out, make Lucas miss with some of those big shots. Matthysse didn't throw a lot of punches. He was just trying to land that one big shot to hurt Manny Pacquiao. In the fifth round, Pacquiao was able to catch him with a really nice hook on the top of his temple, and Lucas backed up and went down to one knee. He was hurt from that shot. He took some time to collect himself and get back into the fight. In the sixth round, he put on his best round of the fight when he tried to really go at Manny Pacquiao. He landed a couple of good shots on Pacquiao, but Pacquiao was able to land 4 or 5 shots to every one shot that Lucas landed. And there was no effect to Manny Pacquiao when Lucas was able to catch him with a nice straight right hand or a nice sweet left hook. Manny Pacquiao was on top of his game. He didn't do a lot of body punching at all. It was mostly headshots, you know, the 1-2 counter, the jab. He was catching Lucas Matthysse time and time again. In the seventh round, it was a beautiful uppercut once again that put Lucas Matthysse down, and you got to see that Matthysse just spit out his mouthpiece and he basically quit in this fight. You know, we've seen this in the past, that Matthysse has quit. He's going to be labeled another Victor Ortiz for quitting in a fight, but Matthysse really didn't have a shot in this fight anymore. You saw that he didn't have that hunger to really try to dig deep in there and make it a dog fight. Matthysse was really bothered by the hand speed, and the punching power was definitely evident in this fight, that Manny Pacquiao was on top of his game, and he looked like the Manny Pacquiao of 2009, because that was the last time he scored the knockout, when he stopped Miguel Cotto almost a decade ago. There's a lot of people that's going to be talking and raving about this fight. You know, it was a very good, impressive Manny Pacquiao fight. We haven't seen this over the last couple of fights that he has had. You know, the fight against Jeff Horn was a very tough fight for him. I believe that he did win that fight, but nevertheless, he's a world champion once again. He holds a WBA secondary world title in the welterweight division. We know that Keith Thurman is the real welterweight champion of the WBA, but he has been out of the ring for over a year, and we don't know when is his next ring return, if he even wants to come back to boxing. But you got everyone from Vasily Lomachenko, Mikey Garcia at 135 pounds. You got guys like Regis Poringas at 140. Guys like Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Amir Khan, all at 147 pounds. And even Kell Brook at 154 pounds in the junior middleweight division that are calling out Manny Pacquiao. Why? Because Manny Pacquiao is the biggest name in boxing. He is an icon legend, a future Hall of Famer, and he is still relevant because of his big name, and he brings in the biggest payday for any one of these fighters to get in the ring with. So they all want Manny Pacquiao. A lot of people are going to line up and want to fight this man. Will he fight again this year? I really don't think so. He has a lot of business in the Philippines as a senator, and then he'll probably come back next year. Or he might possibly fight in December. I know that Amir Khan is perhaps the best business option for Manny Pacquiao, because Pacquiao has had problems with the IRS in the United States where he owes over $20 million. And that's probably a reason why he's hesitant to fight in the United States, because of those tax issues. He's fighting overseas right now where he's making his money. He's still making a great payday. He's staying away from Bob Arum, and he's handling his own promotional company and working with other promoters out there to help him promote these fights. Golden Boy was involved with this fight right here, and I believe that Eddie Hearn, who has one more fight after this fight for Amir Khan for a big fight opportunity, is going to line up a fight for Amir Khan, because he's not going to fight Kell Brook. And this is a fight that both of these guys have wanted. They can fight overseas in England, in the UK, or even in one of the Arab nations where they could produce a lot of money for themselves and have a very big fight where a lot of people are going to tune in for this fight. You know, it's a very attractive fight. But don't count on guys like Keith Thurman, Vasily Lomachenko, or Mikey Garcia going overseas to challenge Manny Pacquiao for a big fight opportunity. I think they want this fight in the United States. A lot of their promoters and management are going to want this fight in the United States. And Manny Pacquiao is just trying to stay on the road to make his money and really get the biggest fights that he can overseas. But it was a great performance by Manny Pacquiao. I tip my hats off to him. Congratulations to him becoming another world champion and really adding on to that future Hall of Fame career. And now I look forward to another big fight from the Pac-Man, because, you know, if this is what we're going to see, this type of performance against everybody that's out there, I believe that he gives all these fighters a very tough time. Lomachenko and Terence Crawford are the only two guys that I really truly see giving Manny Pacquiao the most problem, because these guys are very versatile. These guys have different aspects to their game, and they both very fast with their hand speed. Crawford is a little bit bigger. Lomachenko is very good defensively and has great footwork. So it'll be a very interesting fight to see him against either one of these guys. But I don't think he could beat a guy like Terence Crawford, and they're going to stay away from him. A guy like Lomachenko is a more even fight. It's a great fight that I know a lot of boxing fans are going to want to see. But I see that the Amir Khan fight is definitely going to be the one that's going to happen next for Manny Pacquiao. It's a great fight. I love Amir Khan. He has a weak chin, so Manny Pacquiao's punching power that he displayed in this fight will definitely play a big factor in that fight and possibly score a spectacular knockout against a guy like Amir Khan. But Khan's hand speed and boxing skills will make it a very good, competitive, interesting fight for as long as it lasts, and I can't wait to see that fight take place. Moving along, on HBO this Saturday, July 21st, is going to be a doubleheader with Puerto Rican sensation, undefeated WBA junior lightweight champion Alberto Machado. This guy is really trying to make an impact for the island of Puerto Rico. You know, he's a very good, young, talented fighter with explosive knockout power, and he's going up against an unknown fighter. He's going up against a guy that has a pretty good record. I really can't say much about this fighter, but it's a fight that, you know, you got to be leery about, because Machado, he's not a great defensive fighter. He gets hit quite easily. I don't really know how good his chin really is. We know that he has that one-punch knockout power that can change the fight at any moment in this fight. You know, he is the favorite. He is the champion to win this fight. But I don't see this guy having a long career. I believe somebody's going to come along and beat this man sooner than later. You know, I don't see a bright future for this young champion right here. You know, I wish him all the best. You know, he's from Puerto Rico. That's my bloodline. And I would love to see him come out victorious in this fight with a spectacular knockout. But a guy like Gervonta Davis would take this man apart and knock him out very easily. You know, so there's a lot of guys in that division that's going to give him a run for his money. And I wish him the best. And I hope that he could be able to really improve on his skills and become a better fighter, because I really don't see that much of him becoming the next future Puerto Rican superstar. Now, also on that card, the main event of the evening is Mexico's Jaime Munguia defending his WBO junior middleweight title for the very first time at 154 pounds against former world champion Liam Beefy Smith of the UK. Now, Smith is perhaps the best fighter Munguia has ever faced in his entire career at 154 pounds. You know, the fight against Saddam Ali was a very good fighter with tremendous skills. but he was not a true 154-pounder. This guy is a welterweight that was campaigning at the junior middleweight division, and he was going up against a guy that was way too big, way too strong, and I believe that it's going to be the same factor here because Munguia is a very big junior middleweight. This guy is actually a light heavyweight coming down to 154 pounds to campaign at the junior middleweight division. And I believe that he's going to be too big and too powerful for Liam Smith. But Smith is going to make it much more competitive than Saddam Ali did. He's going to bring the fight to him. He's a very good, skillful fighter. He's a very good body puncher. And he's going to put his punches together very well. So I'm interested in seeing Munguia, how does he deal with the skill set of Liam Smith and the toughness of Liam Smith. But I believe down the stretch, perhaps by the middle of this fight, around round 6, round 7, I see Jaime Munguia's punching power being way too much for Liam Smith, and he's going to knock him out in this fight. I see it. I see it as a very good fight, a competitive fight for the first couple of rounds, but then Munguia's power and his strength and size is going to be a very big factor and become successful with his first title defense. What's in store for this young man? Everyone would love to see him against Charlo or even Jarrett Hurd. These are the other champions in the division. Will they even consider stepping into the ring with this young fighter? He's pretty slow in there, and his defense doesn't look that good. He looks like he could get outboxed very easily. So those guys have much better skills, and we just have to wait and see this young man develop his skills and become a very good Mexican fighter out there to represent his country. But that's my final fight analysis, my predictions, and my recap. So tune in on HBO this Saturday, July 21st, for that doubleheader. And I would like to thank everyone for tuning in to my YouTube channel right here, Calderon Boxing Talk. Please hit that little red subscribe button. Put your email information in so you get all my notifications. Once I drop a new video, hit that like button, hit that share button, drop a comment. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, and join the Facebook boxing group page, all under the same name, Calderon Boxing Talk. I'm Calderon, Stand Clear Entertainment. Keep watching, and please subscribe.